India of 2026 is looking towards modernization, not just because it is the need of the time, but also because it is the way to enter the future. And when we are talking about modernization, how we cannot look at the glorious Indian Air Force modernization matrix that is lying in front of us, which includes 5th gen fighter jets, S-400 defense systems, Rafale integration, and so much more. But the foundation of this matrix is associated with Tejas fleet, and a dark shadow is pondering over that, because as of today, the whole Tejas fleet in Indian Air Force has been grounded. And that is worrisome, because if the foundation layer seems shaky, then whole of the matrix is also going to see cascading effects. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and today we are going to do a deep dive into the fact that why Tejas fleet has been grounded, what was the incident that triggered it, and why it is very important, especially to the whole Indian Air Force modernization matrix as of now. So when we are talking about this whole trigger incident, it was a very recent incident where the Tejas fighter jet suffered major damage because there was an overshoot. That means it went ahead of the runway itself, and the initial reports are suggesting that it is brake failure. When we are talking about this incident, it cannot be seen in an isolated manner, because we have seen an accident in Dubai Air Show. We have seen an accident recently in Jodhpur, and the common point on all of these places is the Tejas fleet. So when we are talking about Tejas aircrafts, they are the ones which have a question mark put in front of them. However, as of now, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited are saying that there is nothing wrong with them, which are the manufacturers of this fleet. But the bigger problem here is that this Tejas fighter jets, it's not just about this whole fleet, is not just about modernization. It is also about, because this is the indigenous, self-made fleet. So it raises a lot of questions. And in this context, grounding them, all of the fleet, becomes very important, because this is a sensible move. Prevention is better than reaction, and this should be taken with not criticism but understanding that as of now we are looking for the problem, and if we get to understand, we might be able to address it, and if there is no problem at all, then we are on the right path already. Now when we are looking at this whole scenario, so we will be starting with understanding that what exactly is this Tejas program, and why are we talking about Tejas fleet in such high accordance with reference to Indian Air Force modernization. So when we are talking about Tejas itself, it is basically our own indigenous light combat aircraft, and because it is an indigenous program, it was conceived by and developed by DRDO's Aeronautical Development Agency, that is ADA, and as of now it is being manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, that is HAL. Now this was conceived back in 1980s, and the whole idea that we will be using this fleet to replace MiG-21. Now this is a single engine multi-role light combat aircraft, and we have multiple variations which are present. As of now, Mk1 and Mk1A, and we are gradually moving towards Mk2, which is advanced weight fighter jet, and it is the one which is more suitable for greater payload and also better range. And then we are looking towards 5th generation AMCA, which is going to complete the matrix of the fighter jets. So Tejas program and the Tejas aircraft is not just known for the indigenous factor, it is also known for combat capabilities such as air defense integration, ground strike, maritime reconnaissance, and so much more that it offers as a fighter jet. But only one challenge, huge challenge that we have been facing is in terms of engine and dependency. Because if we talk about GE F404, that is the main engine, it is of US origin, and the supply has been greatly delayed, and it highlights how we are critically dependent in terms of such big components, big parts on foreign entities. Now when we are talking about this whole program, this is where once we have understood what it is for, what exactly it is, this is where we can move to understand why it is so important to the Indian Air Force modernization. So the first reason that we have here is the squadron strength that we get to see. So as of now, the sanctioned strength is 40 to 42. However, the current strength is way below it, that is around 30. Now we are already in deficit of 10 to 12 aircrafts, and the earlier present aircraft, for example MiG-21, they have been phased out. Jaguar, MiG-29, all of these are phasing out and aging out, and this is the time where Tejas was supposed to shoulder the gap that these phasing out aircrafts were creating. So as of now, Tejas is only scalable indigenous aircraft that we have and the replacement that we have, which is present in production, not at the prototype stage. For example, if you are talking about AMCA, that is not present in production as of now. Second, if we look at it, we have to understand that it is not just about filling the gap in terms of squadron deficit, but it is also about the two-front threat. If we are looking at Pakistan, they have JF-17 Block 3. If we are looking at China, they are present with J-20 stealth firefighters. And if we look at North, we have China, which have already deployed J-17 stealth fighters. So Tejas will be an answer for quick air defense, reaction which needs to be taken place, and also distribution operational capability across both fronts, and most importantly, cost effective, because we cannot pour our budget over just the threat. We have to keep the country running as well. We have the need, but the problem is we have already put in so much money. If you look at Tejas program, as of now there have been two major contracts that have been signed. 48,000 crores and more than 60,000 crores in another contract, where we are expecting addition of 180 Tejas Mk1A aircrafts coming into it. So given the need and the investment that we have made, Tejas lies at the finality apex of our IAF modernization. Everything will gradually fall with it. And that is why it becomes strategically more important, because it is not just about numbers, it is also about how our defense ecosystem would be strengthened. It will become self-reliant. It is also about making sure that MSMEs are helped, economy is strengthened, technology is absorbed. For example, we are working on radars, composites, avionics, and if failure occurs, we would have to focus again on import dependence. We would have to import all of this, and the industrial confidence would be lost and economy will be impacted. So as of now, it is also about making sure that we strengthen the self-reliant economics that we are associating with defense. And then comes in the cost efficiency and also the imports. Do we want to invest the money and create our own things so that in the long run there is no other implication associated with it, just like we are suffering in terms of engine capability, or we want to keep on importing? Because Tejas will be significantly cheaper than Rafale class imports that we are already doing. It will further facilitate a bigger fleet at our hand, where we can be responsible for technology, production and others. And apart from that, if Tejas comes into the picture, we will also get to see that we are not reliant on expensive foreign fighters, and we will save a lot of forex exchange as well. So if this does not happen, we will see a reverse scenario. And most importantly, this will bring the strategic autonomy we talk about. If we want the bargaining power, we have to keep the chips in our hand. If we do not do the indigenous production, we will be vulnerable. If we are to sit with a bargaining leverage, especially with global defense diplomacy, we would need to make our fighters on our own. And Tejas is not just a fighter in this context, it is a whole sovereignty project, strategic sovereignty project, which will not just enable defense capability, bargaining leverage, and as a very important factor when we are looking at global defense diplomacy, defense exports and so much more. So here Tejas program is not just about fleet numbers, it is about more than that we have established. But we will be moving to the other side now. But the main question here is why it has been grounded. As of now, what has been put forth as that Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has clearly outlined that there are no defects with this particular aircraft. But the grounding has been done so as to ensure that there is a proper technical audit, technical check that is done so as to ensure there is nothing that goes wrong. And this fleet-wide grounding clearly demonstrates that as an institution, we are demonstrating maturity, we are prioritizing safety, and we are accountable technologically. So, in military aviation or not, prevention is definitely better than reaction. And any sort of early detection, if it comes out, it can prevent catastrophic loss. So, when we are looking at grounding, please don't look at it as a program failure, rather look at it as a risk management. Because when we are talking about the present importance of Tejas, and if it does not deliver, there is a lot at stake. So, if at all there is anything wrong, then the best idea would be to correct it. Because as of now, there are challenges that are already in place, such as when we talk about engine dependency, the production rate concerns, because as of now, we have very limited delivery and we need to scale up to 24 aircrafts per year, and the vendor ecosystem that exists needs to be strengthened. Apart from that, the operational credibility is also at a questionable place. As I mentioned, there have been 3 recent incidents which are altering the perception about Tejas. So, that is also very important to be addressed as of now. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. That was all from my side. I'm leaving you here with a prelims practice question. You can put down your answers in the comment section. That was all. Thank you so much.